What's up, YouTube? Jeff back again. And oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, today we have quite the set of leaks. Typically, I don't usually bring leaks to my YouTube channel as separate videos because I just try to wait till we get the phones. I'll participate in leak discussion over on Twitter, but not something I usually bring to a video. But today, it's too good not to share. This morning, courtesy of OnLeaks over on Twitter, this is our write-up of it over on XDA Developers, which I'll drop the link below if you guys want to see the article that we wrote up. For those of you who don't know, I write over at XDA Developers now about all things Android, Chrome OS, some PC and Mac stuff as well, but if you guys want to check me out over there. Anyway, OnLeaks posted these new renders, which we have no reason to doubt him. He has a very solid track record when it comes to renders and things like that, being very accurate for Samsung devices. Of the upcoming Galaxy S22 Ultra that we can expect to see around January, February, the typical timeline. Samsung keeps moving it up, but probably sometime the end of January. And it's very interesting because if you were wondering what happened to the Galaxy Note lineup, Samsung didn't release a Note this year, opting to go with the foldables, which you see I'm using my Galaxy Z Fold 3 right now. It looks like Samsung decided to kill the Galaxy Note lineup to basically make it the Galaxy S lineup. So basically somehow it looks like the Note lineup has just replaced the S lineup and maybe there is no more Galaxy S. If you look at this phone, it looks like a Galaxy Note, right? This doesn't look like a Galaxy S22 Ultra, which is what it's supposed to be. This actually looks like a Galaxy Note 22 Ultra, which we had heard from a lot of people that there was going to be a Galaxy Note 22 Ultra out there and that we might see it next year. It looks like we're going to see it. And we're going to see it replace the S22 Ultra altogether because this really isn't an S-line phone. How do we know? Well, for one thing, it's got these boxy looking corners. It's not really rounded off. It's much more of a square design, which is more indicative of what we've seen in the past on the Note lineup. The curves, the sides, everything of sort of how this device looks. It looks like a Note phone. It doesn't look like an S phone at all. And then also, if you kind of take a look around these full renders, you've got all angles of it everywhere. The other thing that you'll notice on this phone, if we get some of this really zoomed in one here for you, there's an S Pen slot right there. You can see the S Pen slot. And so that looks exactly like the bottom of a Galaxy Note. If you look at the previous Galaxy Note phone, this is exactly what it looks like if you view it from the bottom view. So it appears like Samsung decided, hey, and these are all the different angles, let's just replace the Galaxy S Ultra lineup with the Galaxy Note. In some sense, it makes, I guess, a little bit of sense because the Galaxy S Ultra phone is supposed to have all the features. And so if you add in the S Pen, that's another feature on top of the other stuff that it has. I'm honestly happy that we're going to get an S Pen built back into a Samsung phone because, to tell you the truth, I hate using the S Pen on the Galaxy Z Fold 3 just because it's not embedded in the device. And I have to carry around that S Pen silo and all that stuff to kind of use it every day. And then I forget it, or I lose it, or I leave it at home, or I get home and I left it at the office. It's kind of a pain. Having a built-in S Pen is actually a pretty big deal. So I'm pretty happy about it. But what I'm thinking to myself is, even though it's nice to have that S Pen back, this is going to alienate a lot of people because, one, there's going to be a lot of S-line users who don't necessarily want to have the S Pen built in. It's potentially going to drive the price up a little bit more. The other thing that it's going to do that people don't necessarily think about is that it's potentially going to decrease the battery size that they could put in there. Now, it's supposed to have, according to Ice Universe, who leaked this a couple weeks ago, I think, 5,000 milliamp hour battery, which isn't terrible. But you have to remember that when you have that S Pen slot in the past, that's decreased the overall theoretical battery size that they put in there. So could they actually fit a larger battery, perhaps, if they didn't have the S Pen? We won't really know that until we get more details. But certainly in the past, the Ultra phones on the S line and the Note Ultra phones, in the past, there was this trend of having slightly less battery on the Note phones, even though they were as large or larger than before. And then you also notice this kind of weird new camera module, which isn't completely square. It looks like it's protruding a lot from the phone. And it's got this weird kind of like puzzle piece design, which is kind of strange at the very top there, which is the other main new thing that we can see from it. So overall, I don't know how I feel about this. I think a lot of S users are going to get alienated from this. the Note users, who realize that this is a Note phone, might come back to the S22 Ultra now because they want the S Pen. But you're also not going to capitalize on those users because it's not going to be called, I would assume, we don't really know, but it's not going to be called the Note anymore. And so if you don't call it the Note, will you lose out on those users who, don't follow tech journalist news, don't watch YouTube videos like this one, that don't realize that this is actually a Note 22 Ultra in an S22 Ultra branding or name. So you might lose some of those people as well. Otherwise, it doesn't seem like there's anything too revolutionary here about this phone, as far as I can tell. You guys have to let me know your thoughts in the comments. I don't think this is really an exciting upgrade for the S22, unless we find out there's more features under the hood, of course. We know there'll be a new processor, thing like that. But changing the S22 to basically a Note 22 Ultra, I don't know if that's really going to do it and move a lot of units. So let me know what you guys think about this. Very interesting leak. You guys know we follow all the Samsung news. Samsung is kind of probably the biggest chunk of videos I do just because they have the most Android products out there. Let me know if you guys are looking forward to the S22. Are you glad that it's going to basically be a Note, the S22 Ultra? You guys can find me on Twitter if you want to talk about it some more. If you're interested in checking out any Samsung phones or purchasing any Samsung phones or products in the near future, I'll drop my link below. If you use my link, it helps the channel out, supports me making future videos. I appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching.